Councillor Shanks, if you'd like to present your motion, please. What's that noise? Somebody's phone? Yeah. Okay. If we could turn our phones off, that would be, or on silent, that would be really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is the long-awaited street art motion that I put to last council meeting. I thank Daniel for taking the time to not only address us tonight, but in previous meetings that we didn't quite get to this. I also thank you for the time that you put in for the PowerPoint presentation. I apologise for the technical issues that didn't allow you to actually present the presentation to the way that you wanted. Look, this motion, the way that it sits, is merely a information gathering motion. What we're looking at doing is we're looking at answering the questions that we get asked around planning and implementation of the process, around costs, around grant and funding opportunities, and just around, well, where are the canvases? Once again, I'd like to thank Erin and her team about jumping on this, because what they did, they saw the groundswell that Daniel is harvesting out there in the community, and they organised a meeting. And lo and behold, I was one of the admins on that page, so I was able to attend that meeting as well. And the positivity around the opportunities that council could provide, or it was very organic, and it was just showing that your council staff are watching these spaces that, you know, some may not agree with. I think the whole reason around the direction that we've taken to get a little bit of groundswell is so when we do come to the position of debating on a local canvas and what we're going to put there, I don't have to do the back and forth around what the community want versus opinions in this chamber. I'm done with that when we're talking about things like this, and this is purely just getting the facts on paper publicly for all the questions that we are asked daily now with what's going on with this movement. And as Daniel touched on, I'm not going to shadow his knowledge on it because, yeah, he far outweighs me. But what this does is show as a council that we are listening, and it puts it into the forefront of running these very obvious questions to ground publicly, and gives that one platform for us to be able to direct community members to. And think of the little silver lining of me on Facebook sharing a council motion to a council agenda. Think of what that can do for engagement. So I hope we can support this unanimously and show our community that we are listening. I hope that if you are keen to come along in the journey, that you will contribute to the conversations to come.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Ballalonga, do you wish to speak at all? Councillor Fraser.
I'm a great lover of street art. I spent quite a lot of time looking at it. In December, I spent 2 days in Adelaide, walked one day doing the East End, the next day doing the West End, looking at street art. Murray Bridge and Penola, Narra Court, they have some amazing street art. It's just intriguing. I love it. But it also stops graffiti. If there's street art, there's no graffiti. And I think that's great as well. And as for the presentation, the mural on Brian, I thought was absolutely mind-blowing. I loved it. That was really good.
Any other discussion? Councillor Koch and then Councillor Tooley.
Look, yeah, I'm going to support this. I've supported murals publicly over the years. I've actually commissioned a number of murals in public places, and they've been very well received. So I'm really happy with this. I suppose the issue really is what's public space and what's private space. So we've got the public space, which obviously council manages, but you've got the private space, which obviously the people that own the building, they need to be aware of the cost involved in that, because it's not council. Council necessarily won't be putting murals on their public buildings, so they're private buildings. We'll be putting potentially murals on our public space. So I think if that distinction can be made, because I sort of almost get this undercurrent that, you know, that council is going to be funding the murals on private buildings. That's sort of, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just sort of the undercurrent I'm sort of sensing. I hope that's not the case, but hopefully this will sort that out. So thanks.
Councillor Tooley's next, and then Deputy Mayor.
Another skill for Councillor Koch. I know he's an arborist, an agriculturist, a horticulturist, an educator and everything. I didn't know you were a Commissioner of Public Art. Where have you
Keep
done
going,
those?
Councillor Tooley. You're being rude and disrespectful. Come
where
on,
have you-
come on. Just focus
where
on
have
what.
you-
Focus
where
on
have
the
you put those?
murals, please. Focus on the issue, not on the person. If you
Well,
could just.
Councillor
You wish to
Koch
speak.
asked questions after I spoke. I'm
wish-
just asking, where did you commission
All
the
right.
mural?
If you don't
Where-
want to speak, I'll go to
where is-
somebody else.
Oh.
Do you wish to speak?
I do, yeah.
Thank you.
Protect the speech. I'll ask a question before I do. If I could ask a question first. Where is the mural that Councillor Koch commissioned, please?
Okay. Well, no, I'm not going to answer that question. That's not answerable.
Oh.
No. We're not having that conversation. If you've got no further question, do you wish to speak?
Yeah. No, I'm just in awe of Councillor Koch. He must be 900 years old. It's fantastic, the skills he has. Yeah, it's on the record. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I read an email with some of your skill lists. It's just stunning.
Yes, Councillor Goldstone. Thank you so much. A formal motion has been, what is your formal motion? That the question be put by, moved by Councillor Goldstone, who hasn't spoken in the debate. Do I have a seconder of someone who hasn't spoken in the debate? That would be Councillor Hughes. We have a seconder. Kate, if you can just document that, that the question be put. There is no discussion on that. I'll put that motion that the question be put. Please raise your hands. Against? It is carried. So I will put, there is a division of the formal motion, that the motion be put. All those in favour of the formal motion, that the motion be put, please stand, and I'll call out your name. Councillor Davies, Councillor Koch, Councillor Goldstone, Councillor Hughes, Deputy Mayor Samble and Councillor Fraser. All those against are Councillor Vallelonga, Councillor Tooley and Councillor Shanks. The motion is carried. Thank you. You may take your seats. So I will put that motion. All those in favour of this motion, please raise your hands. It is carried unanimously. There you go.